Ladies and gentlemen, gather round, fellow fans of shonen dreams and epic battles under the moonlit sky. Tonight, we dive into the complete story of a character who is the very embodiment of a vibrant, beating heart in a world shrouded in darkness, the one, the only, the incredible Love Hashira, Mitsuri Kanroji. Imagine, if you will, a classic anime flashback sequence. Our heroine isn't a brooding prodigy with a tragic past, but a young girl with superhuman strength hidden beneath a cheerful smile. She could eat more than 3 sumo wrestlers and was stronger than most men, making her feel like an outcast. She was the different one, the one who couldn't find a place to belong. Can you relate? That deep-seated fear that your true self is just too much for the world. That was Mitsuri's everyday life. Imagine, if you will, the most classic shonen protagonist motivation. It's usually something weighty, right? A vow of vengeance for a fallen family. A burning desire to become the strongest in the world. A solemn promise to protect all of humanity. These are the engines that drive most of our heroes, the serious, brooding fuel for their power-ups and epic battles. And then there's Mitsuri Kanroji. Her origin story doesn't start with a blood-stained tragedy, but with a seemingly simple, almost rom-com dream. She wanted to find a husband. A strong husband, specifically, one who could handle her. Now, in a lesser story, this might be framed as a frivolous goal. But in the rich, emotional tapestry of Demon Slayer, this desire is not her weakness, it is the very core of her astronomical strength. It's the secret technique, the hidden breathing form of her very soul. This wasn't a shallow wish, it was a profound and deeply personal quest for connection and acceptance. Let's rewind the tape and look at her stats. From birth, Mitsuri was a statistical anomaly. She possessed a muscle density 8 times that of an ordinary human. Think about that for a second. While other children were playing tag, she was, unknowingly, a living, breathing super weapon. She could effortlessly outperform grown men in feats of strength and had an appetite that would put an entire anime festival food court to shame. In a society that often values conformity and delicate femininity, young Mitsuri was too much. She was the girl who had to consciously hold back, to make herself smaller, quieter, less herself just to seem normal. She felt like a background character desperately trying to paste on a smile to fit into a world that wasn't designed for her sheer vibrancy. This is where her motivation becomes genius. The loneliness of being different didn't crush her, it forged a new path. Her logic was brilliantly straightforward and utterly relatable. If my unusual strength pushes people away, then the only one who will truly accept me must be someone even stronger. That desire for a powerful partner wasn't about dependency, it was about finding an equal. It was about finding a sanctuary where she would never have to pretend to be weak again. This dream became the crucible in which her power was tempered. So, what did she do? She didn't sigh and wait for fate. She took the shonen protagonist handbook and rewrote it with a pink, heart-filled pen. She embarked on the most intense training arc imaginable, pushing her already superhuman body to its absolute limits, all for the chance to join the Demon Slayer Corps. Why? Because where else would the strongest, most resilient men in Japan be? This is the equivalent of someone joining the NBA because they heard their soulmate was really good at basketball. It's audacious, it's a little crazy, and it's completely brilliant. And from this beautiful, singular motivation, her love-breathing style was born. It's not just a derivative of flame breathing, it's a metamorphosis. Where flame breathing is direct, destructive, and overwhelming, love breathing is fluid, graceful, and flexible. It moves like her emotions, unpredictable, flowing, and breathtakingly powerful. Each form, from the shivers of first love to the swaying love rush, is a love letter to her own feelings. Her very fighting style is an extension of her heart, a physical manifestation of her desire to connect. Her unique, whip-like Nichiren blade is the perfect symbol of this. It's not a rigid weapon for brute force, but a flexible, dancing extension of her will, capable of both immense, cutting power and tender, protective encirclement. So, when we see Mitsuri Kanroji, the Love Hashira, in all her vibrant glory, we are not just seeing a powerful warrior. We are seeing a living testament to the idea that our deepest, most personal desires are not silly. They are not less than. The desire for love, for acceptance, for a place to belong, this can be the most potent fuel for greatness imaginable. It forged a Hashira. It created a unique breathing style. It proved that in the world of anime, and in life, the power of a heartfelt dream can be the most formidable force of all. Picture the classic anime schoolyard scene. Groups of friends are laughing, sharing lunches, and playing games. In the midst of it all, there's always one character who stands slightly apart, wearing a smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes. For a long time, that was Mitsuri Kanroji. To understand her journey, we have to look past the vibrant hair, the powerful attacks, and the cheerful demeanor, and see the girl who felt like she was from a different species entirely. Her struggle wasn't against a monstrous demon in a bloody battle, it was a quiet, daily war against alienation. From her earliest memories, Mitsuri was fundamentally different. Her body wasn't just strong, it was a biological marvel that defied normal human limits. A muscle density 8 times the average isn't just a cool power-up. For a young girl trying to navigate society, it's a cage. Imagine the simple act of playing with friends being a constant, nerve-wracking exercise in restraint. A playful tap on the shoulder could send a friend stumbling. A hug could unintentionally hurt someone. She lived with the constant, terrifying awareness that her own body was a potential weapon, and that to be accepted, she had to make herself smaller, quieter, and less real. Then there was her appetite. In an anime world where a character's love of food is often a charming, endearing quirk, for Mitsuri, it was another mark of her otherness. While other girls her age ate delicate, small portions, she required the caloric intake of several sumo wrestlers just to sustain her unique metabolism. In a culture that often places value on subtlety and moderation, her natural needs were seen as bizarre and unladylike. Every meal in public was a potential source of shame, a reminder that she didn't fit the mold of a normal, young woman. This is the core of her relatability. How many of us have ever felt the need to hide a part of ourselves to fit in? To laugh a little quieter, to downplay an achievement, or to hide a quirky hobby for fear of being judged. Mitsuri's struggle is that feeling, but amplified to a superhuman degree. She wasn't just hiding her taste in music, she was hiding her very physical essence. The bright, bubbly personality we see isn't a lie, it's a shield. It's the armor she crafted to make her differences more palatable to the world, to say, "Look how happy and nice I am, please don't be scared of me." This profound loneliness is what makes her eventual self-acceptance so powerful and triumphant. Her decision to become a demon slayer wasn't just a career choice, it was a radical act of self-love. She finally stopped trying to shrink herself to fit into a world that was too small for her and instead went to find a world, or create one, where her strength was an asset, not a curse. The Demon Slayer Corps, for all its horrors, became the first place where her power had a purpose. It was the first environment where being too much was exactly what was needed. Her signature uniform, which she deliberately modified to be revealing, is the ultimate symbol of this hard-won acceptance. It's her declaration to the world, "This is my body." It is strange and powerful and requires its own unique uniform. I will no longer hide it. I will no longer apologize for it. The vibrant pink and green of her hair are no longer a mark of strangeness, but a banner of her identity. Her journey teaches us that the path to belonging isn't about changing who you are to fit into a pre-existing space. It's about having the courage to be so fully yourself that you force the world to make space for you, and in doing so, you discover that your greatest insecurities were, in fact, your most magnificent strengths all along. In the world of Demon Slayer, the title of Hashira, or pillar, is more than just a rank, it's a statement of purpose. Each pillar embodies a specific element, a philosophy of combat. And for Mitsuri Kanroji, the title of Love Hashira is not just a label, it is a literal, breathing mission statement. While other Hashira fight with the fury of flames, the serenity of water, or the unpredictability of insects, Mitsuri fights for something far more fundamental, the invisible, unbreakable bonds that connect one heart to another. Think about the classic shonen team dynamic. There's the lone wolf, the strategic genius, the comic relief, and the rival. Mitsuri's role transcends all of these. She is the team's emotional core, the glue. Her strength isn't just for vanquishing demons, it's a shelter for her comrades. This is perfectly symbolized by her unique Nichiren blade. Unlike a traditional solid sword that acts as a personal tool, her whip-like, flexible sword can curve, twist, and create a wide, protective arc. It's a weapon designed not just to strike, but to encircle and defend. When she unleashes a technique, it's like she's weaving a net of protection around those she cares for. Her motivation has always been rooted in connection. Her initial goal of finding a strong husband was, at its heart, a quest for the ultimate personal connection. But as she grew within the core, that desire expanded. It blossomed from a personal dream into a universal principle. She no longer fought just for a future with one person, she fought to protect the present and future of every person beside her. She saw the love between siblings, like Tanjiro and Nezuko, and was moved to tears by its beauty. She felt the camaraderie and shared burdens of her fellow demon slayers and dedicated her life to preserving it. This makes her one of the most emotionally intelligent and resilient fighters. Her power doesn't come from a place of cold hatred for demons, but from a fierce, burning love for humanity. In the heat of battle, when hope is thin and spirits are breaking, it is this love that becomes her indomitable will. She isn't just fighting an enemy in front of her, she is fighting for the laughter she hopes to share later, for the meals she wants to enjoy with her friends, for the simple, beautiful future that demons threaten to tear away. This philosophy makes her the most relatable of the pillars. We may not understand the drive for revenge or the pursuit of absolute strength, but we all understand the desire to protect the people we love. Mitsuri Kanroji takes that universal feeling and forges it into a breathing style. She proves that love is not a passive emotion, but an active, powerful force. It can be a shield, a sword, and the very air that fuels a warrior's spirit. In a core defined by its tragic pasts and grim duty, the Love Hashira stands as a vibrant, unwavering reminder of exactly what they are all fighting to save. When we talk about the final arc of a great shonen anime, we talk about the ultimate test, the moment where power levels are maxed out, and what remains is the raw, unbreakable core of a character's spirit. For Mitsuri Kanroji, the Infinity Castle and the Sunrise battle against Muzan was that crucible. This is where the vibrant, blushing girl was stripped away, and all that remained was the pillar, forged in agony and absolute resolve. Let's set the scene. The battle against Muzan Kibutsuji isn't a fight, it's a survival horror. This isn't an enemy you can overpower with a clever new technique. He is a primordial force of decay, his very touch poisonous, his whips of flesh designed to shred muscle and bone into paste. In this nightmare, conventional strength becomes almost meaningless. This is where Mitsuri's most underrated and terrifying attribute becomes the key to survival, her sheer, unbelievable durability. Her unique muscle composition, the very thing that once made her an outcast, becomes a biological shield. Where other slayers would be instantly dismembered, her body can take the impact, can withstand the brutal force, buying precious, life-saving seconds. But even her superhuman body has its limits. And we see her reach them. We witness her muscles tear, her bones fracture under the strain, her body pushed to a point of failure that would have killed any other combatant instantly. This is the critical moment where her motivation, her why, takes over. Her power was always fueled by love, and in this moment of absolute despair, that fuel burns brighter than ever. It's no longer about a dream of marriage, it's about the tangible, fierce love she holds for the comrades fighting and dying beside her. She sees Obani Iguro, the serpent Hashira, pushing his own broken body beyond its limits. She sees Tanjiro, the youngest of them, refusing to give in. And in that moment, her resolve crystallizes. Her body becomes a living barricade. She consciously pushes her nerves and muscles to operate far past their breaking point, essentially using her own life force as a battery to maintain her strength. It's the ultimate act of self-sacrifice, not for a grand, abstract notion of humanity, but for the specific, precious people right beside her. She becomes the chain that holds the line. When Muzan tries to break through, she is there. When he tries to escape the rising sun, she is there. Her whip-like sword becomes a metaphor for her tenacity, flexible, unbreakable, and impossible to shake off. She isn't delivering the final blow, but she is ensuring that the final blow can even be landed. Her struggle in that battle is the ultimate proof that in the world of anime, the most powerful weapon isn't always the sharpest blade, but the strongest heart. Mitsuri Kanroji, the Love Hashira, didn't just fight Muzan, she outlasted him with the one thing he could never comprehend, the will to protect love until the very last breath.